which therapist you need.
Therapy Thursday.
Now on Wild 94.1.
I understand therapy.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Dr. Nick.
All right, here's the deal. You call 888-429-0941 or text. Send us a note basically with a question. We'll get the question out. You knock that out, whether you're on the phone or not, and then we'll give you a 60-second session back. We figure we're smarter at 60-second clips. If we do it longer, it won't work. And that's for a lot of things. Mm-hmm. Longer is bad. Get it done fast. All right, 888-429-0941. Therapy Thursday is on. Dr. Davi, Meredith MD, Orlando BGYN. Who you want?
I will start off. Hello, I have a question for the entire group. My father left my family when I was really young and basically was never a part of my life. The problem is now I have a couple of kids of my own and wants to be back in, not only in my life, but wants to be introduced to my children. I haven't really had that long conversation with them about why he left us. It is concerning, and I'm trying to explain everything to them, but I'm not even quite sure if I want him back in. What should I do, and how do I start this process?
I mean, he left you. He didn't leave him.
Yeah.
First of all, he didn't. He left them.
She is going to see that loving connection he's going to give them, and she never got from him whatsoever. So she might feel some type of way about that.
Yeah, but the thing is, here's the thing. You're mad because of something that happened to you, and that matters. You have to now figure out who that person was back then, because has he grown? Has he realized his mistakes from that? People who leave their kids don't just leave because of the relationship. Sometimes it's just because they couldn't afford it, or they had other, demons or something like that. So you got to be able to let them kind of, get better. Why not let him get better and be a granddad?
I agree with you. He might have been not the best father, and this could be his chance to try to atone for that, try to make up and be a great grandfather. You won't know until you give him that opportunity.
Give him a chance.
There you go. All right, Dr. Davi, you're next up.
Dímelo.
It says, Dr. Davi, I ain't going to lie, I hate condoms.
Okay.
So I've always dated people who was on the pill. My new girl can't take it because of her health problems. She uses something called rhythm method. I can't front. I thought that meant that your pullout game had to be on point, but this is about her counting days and some science about her menstrual schedule. If you were 22 and didn't want to become a statistic with a kid, would you trust this kind of protection?
Hell no. Absolutely not.
Okay,
unequivocally no.
Oh, you're a doctor.
Yeah,
Dr.
no.
Davi.
With my expert opinion, no.
Heck no.
Listen, man, nobody is going around saying, yo, I love condoms. Nobody has ever said that, but it is a very important protection, not just from pregnancy, from STDs. You know the deal, and honestly, you know the answer. I think this is not advisable, and this rhythm method, I think, will get you caught up. Not every single time. I'm sure there's people that have skated around it and it's worked for them. I'm just saying, don't become a statistic. And if this is the way that you're going to go about this, get ready for a baby shower and get ready for a baby mama.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, Meredith, we have 18 more seconds on this clock. Do you know anything about this rhythm action?
Absolutely, I know about the rhythm method, and there's definitely a chance that you can still get pregnant for sure. So,
okay, well,
you got to take that chance if that's what you want to do.
So this is no protection and just counting?
A lot of people use condoms for that reason. I mean, a lot of people use birth control and condoms to make sure that they definitely don't have any children.
Wow.
And just because you don't like condoms. I
could not imagine getting with somebody and they're like, hey, I counted my days, so it's all good.
Mm-hmm.
That's trust.
Yeah.
Which is one reason why you should always know and trust the person you're having sex with, because then this may work.
You mean get to know them first? Before just sleeping with them?
Go figure. All right, let's see here. We got somebody on the line who is a no-name. Hey, how you doing?
I'm getting you.
Pretty good. You says you want Dr. O. Dr. O is here. What's your question?
Okay. Me and my wife has been together probably like going on 2 years now.
Okay.
And she's going through something personal. But it's like now it's like we're more so as roommates. How do I try to spice it up to get us back where we were without... I don't want to leave because I don't want to be inconsiderate as if I'm not paying attention or like I'm going to just run on this drop of a dime. But I'm trying to find us. How do I find us?
Okay. I mean, it's a good question. I don't think you should run. If she's going through something, you got to be there. So you're not thinking about leaving. I just want to make sure I get that part. Okay.
I don't want to leave.
Okay, good.
Does this thing that she's going through directly affect her intimacy or her wanting to be close with you? Okay, you have to take that in.
So it's a health issue?
Yes.
Okay.
Then that's a little
all
different.
right. Now what you have to do? All right. But at least my advice would be, first of all, remind your partner, because if they're going through something, they feeling some type of way emotionally. They like, I'm not 100% of what I was. So you probably aren't happy, because they're weighing it against your happiest days, and they're like, I know I'm not hitting it like, I'm hitting all points like I should. So you have to remind her that, yo, my love for you is not built off of just that, especially if it's for better, for worse, richer or poorer, sicker. I mean, remind her of all the things that you've kind of, agreed to get into this relationship. And then on top of that, find other ways to show that love. Just,
I've been trying.
No. Listen. Trying means that you are working at it, but you're not succeeding. So we got to keep at it. Don't just say I've been trying and back away. Try. If you working out and it ain't working, you work out harder. If you working at this relationship that you want to be in and it's not working, you work out harder. You don't lean back, because it sounds like you're leaning back. You lean forward.
Yeah, because I can't do it by myself.
Well, yeah, you can. It's a relationship. It's one person on that side of the fence and your own person on this side of the fence.
You're right.
You don't get help in a relationship. So what I'm telling you is, if you love her, definitely spend the time to show her, and leaning forward is the best part of a relationship. Leaning back means you got one foot out. Show her you got one foot in. Show her I'm not deterred about what you going through, because if you going through it, we going through it. We going through it together. That'll make her feel a lot sexier, and once they feel, if a person feels comfortable, they'll feel sexier.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
I appreciate it.
No problem at all. You did get right now.
Yeah.
Lean back.
Orlando, Davi, I just got out of my longest relationship at the end of February. Since then, she has gotten in 2 other relationships and entertained me with false hope in between the 2. And we also had sex. She is now hitting me up randomly, asking me about the last time we had sex and saying it was about a month and a half ago. Is this because she's pregnant? If not, is she just trying to mess with me randomly to mess with my head?
You can go, but I say she belongs to the streets.
I kind of agree with you. I don't think she's necessarily pregnant. I think it's more about the circle back, because she's been in 2 relationships and she hit you up in between. Remember, a lot of time, guys, we're looked at as these Neanderthals that all we want is sex, and we won't ever turn it down, and we don't understand the word no. We have no feelings, and that's kind of how she's playing you. So if you want to be done with her, I would stop answering those phone calls. Unless you get that text like, hey, I'm pregnant, then you also have to think about those other 2 relationships and those other people in between that she may or may not have dealt with. But if you want to be done with this, you have to start ignoring and go against your urges to randomly hook up with her.
There used to be an old thing called a group chat, where people used to go on the phone and they used to dial a phone number, and everybody was from different cities, and it was the worst thing ever because it was hard to have a conversation. So think about it this way. You trying to have a one-on-one conversation with somebody who's in a group. She's got a lot going on. You can't do the one-on-one thing, so don't even enter into it. Don't start something that you can't finish, and you can't finish it with a whole bunch of people involved.
I know I wasn't asked, but I think she's might be pregnant, and she's trying to figure out who is the one, because let me tell you, math comes into play definitely, and she's trying to figure out when they had sex in comparison to the other 2 guys.
You don't think
she knows when they had sex?
I don't sometimes she doesn't remember.
Like, well, then you know what, you need some math, figure it out, because and maybe you'll make the right decision if you out there weighing all the consequences of all the. You belong to the streets.
Yeah, I understand that. I think she might be pregnant.
She belonged to the streets.
And pregnant.
All right, let's see here. We got a no name on the line. Hey, how you doing this morning?
I'm good, and yourself?
Pretty good. You got Dr. Davi on the line waiting for you. What's your question?
Yes, sir. That's a tough one. That was a tough pick for me. My situation is basically I've been married since 2010. And I just recently found out that my wife cheated on me about 8 9 years ago.
Man.
And we got 2 kids, and it's just us guys take that crap differently. So it's just tough on me, dude. I don't really talk to anybody about my situation. It's just in the back of my head.
Wow. I'm just going to tell you, get ready to pack your bags. If you're asking Dr. Davi, go ahead.
Man, that's a tough one because even though it happened 8 or 9 years ago, you're just now finding out about it. So it feels brand new. This is one of those things, man. You really have to do some real soul searching and try to figure out if you can get past this. Is this something that is forever going to be in the back of your mind? And is it worth saving the relationship? You have the kids there, but I think a lot of times staying together for the quote unquote for the kids isn't the best thing for the kids. So you really have to dig deep and feel like, hey, is this the person that I can work past this? Do I want to be with her forever? And if it doesn't check those boxes, I think you have every right to pack it up and go. But I mean, this is one of those things that nobody can really answer for you. You really have to think about how am I okay with starting over? This is your wife of 11, 12 years. It happened 8 years ago. Has it ever happened again? Is there going to be more things that you're going to find out in the future? I think you have to weigh all of those things.
When you weigh in, before we let you go, but if you weighing things together too, look at who she was when she cheated and weigh that against who she is now. Because she's had 9, you said 10 years between it happening and now. So that's the one thing you want to make sure you look at, because you're not leaving the girl who cheated on you. You're leaving the girl who worked 10 years to kind of get over that. So weigh the two. Weigh those two. And don't be worried about what other people going to say. So you said you haven't said it to many people. You haven't been able to talk about it. Keep it that way. Yes. Because if you stay with her, you don't want your guys looking at her like she's a cheater. So keep that close to the breast.
Pretty much to myself. I don't really talk to anybody. Let me find out Davi's changing his ways.
He can changing his ways. He changing his ways, dog. Davi is growing. That's what he's doing, all right?
That's what it is. You don't think no, dude. That's what it is. Exactly, man.
Hey, appreciate you, man. Do the right thing, but don't just throw it away. Weigh the 2 consequences, because that's your rib. So you're the only one who can decide who you stay with, all right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Will do. Appreciate the help, guys.
All right, man. No problem. Let's see.
Good luck, bro.
Kim is on the line. Hey, Kim. How you doing this morning?
I'm good.
All right. You want one of the male doctors, so you can just toss it up and we'll grab it. What you want?
So me and my boyfriend have been together for almost a year, and I have a daughter with another.
Wait, turn down your radio so we don't get confused here for a second. Okay, so you've been with him for a year.
Yes, and I have a daughter with someone else, and he treats her very nicely and takes care of me and her as well, but we just end up fighting pretty much every day over nothing. And I don't know how to not do that and how to actually talk to him and open up.
What was the last fight that y'all got into about nothing? Yesterday.
It's usually about me doing all the laundry and him not actually listening to me when I ask him to do something.
So you're starting the fight.
So you fight. You don't sound like he fighting.
Mostly, yes.
Okay.
And I just don't want to do that because it causes conflict with a lot of things.
Well, he's also not listening to her.
but you're not getting help either.
Right.
That's what you're basically saying. You want him to help.
Yeah.
There's no respect.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, first thing I would say is you got to learn how to communicate. Because the thing is, they say you got to pick your battles. I think you got to pick the venue for these fights. Like, for instance, maybe you want to, and this is going to sound bad, and I'm going to give it to Davi. But, let's say there's something that you can do for him that maybe while he's laying back that relaxes him, that he would enjoy. That if you went down maybe by his lap area.
Are we serious?
Maybe he would be excited about that. And as you started to get wait a minute. No, you ain't tried this. This is good. Once you start the activity and he's like, yeah, girl, you're like, oh, wait a minute. I got to do the laundry. And get up and leave him right there and go do the laundry. And he will get up and help you. because now he's motivated. You got to train this puppy. And the men are dogs because men have to be trained. And so you got to train your dog for your situation.
Well, I mean, they've been together for a year. I think what it is you're making it very easy on him. So, like, let's say your thing is he's not helping with the laundry. Okay, then do your laundry. Do your daughter's laundry. Let his laundry pile up. If he's not helping with the dishes, just put it on him when he's like, hey, babe, what's going on with the laundry? Hey, my clothes are clean. You haven't been giving me a hand, so this is what happens. So I think for every action there should be a reaction, and there should be consequences for him just being lazy and not helping out around the house. Now, ultimately, you also have to think about what are the rest of the fights about, and then what does he do that is his point of contention with you? Maybe you're falling short in some things as well. So all of that,
I say you're perfect, Kim. He's just crazy.
All of that, just to say what Orlando said is apropos. You just kind of have to learn to communicate and don't argue every day.
Orlando said to reward bad behavior. That's
no,
all
I did not. I didn't say reward bad behavior.
Exactly
I said stop because a man was going to pay attention. He's not paying attention.
Obviously.
How do you get this puppy's attention?
Right.
Take away the treat. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, grab a hair tie, go down, and then grab a water bottle instead and just walk away.
Yeah, do what you gotta do. Just take away his Scooby snacks.
But that's only going to work like one time.
Hey, it works. If you repeat the training, a dog will get trained.
Stop doing
this
stuff for
boy
him.
needs to get trained, so take away his treats. Get his attention. And once you got his attention, then have a real conversation, okay?
All right, I'm gonna try that.
Try that. Don't give in. No, don't be down there and then like get convinced that you need to finish anything. No, sorry, I can't do it because I gotta go make meatloaf or whatever. Just do that. I'm telling you. I know people I see you texting in like Orlando. That was bad advice.
Yeah.
No, I don't care. Okay. I think that man is gonna pay attention once she stop and pull up. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, we got one more. No, let's see.
We have a lot of them.
Oh yeah.
All right, Meredith, you got one. All right, it's one right here. It says, Dr. Meredith. Dr. Meredith is married, so I want to ask her about trust between spouses. Is it possible to keep anything just between a wife and husband? If it's financial, in the bedroom, wherever, my wife is either discussing it with her sisters, her mom, or her bestie. Can things ever be just between a husband and wife, or do you always tell somebody?
Yes, absolutely. There should be private conversations and issues between just the two of you. Not everything needs to be told to your best friend or your mother-in-law, because then all that stuff is going to be spread around, especially if it's bad, because now people think of you in a certain way. There's several things that should just be kept in a relationship, and that's out of respect for the two of you. Now, if you want to talk to your girlfriends about this or that every now and then, like, that's totally fine. And I feel like that's common, but you can't.
That's not totally fine.
It is. I mean, girlfriends want to catch up and see what's really going on with you, like your best friends. It doesn't mean you have to talk bad about your man every single time. It doesn't mean you have to disclose like really personal, sensitive information every single time I'm around my friends or family members. Yes, there's stuff that should be kept personal.
Somebody that talks bad about you thinks bad about you. So if she's out there selling you out to her girlfriends, that's how she really feels.
Well, maybe she's just mad at the time.
I do know. I remember my mama used to tell my grandmother everything.
Yeah.
And so I used to walk in the house and hear my mom telling my grandmother, and I'm like, why are you telling
everything?
Everything. I remember that, but it was just like it was an open line of communication, and so I kind of I thought of that when I heard that on the email. But there are women out there who tell their bestie everything.
Yeah,
because that's my best friend. She's been my best friend since, so they get all of that. The tea.
Yeah. It just depends on how private you are as a person. I'm a very private person, which may shock a lot of people because of what we do for a living, but I am when it comes to like really deep personal stuff. And I'm not going to go tell everybody about it.
Before we wrap, is there anything that you tell your like friends like Victoria or somebody like that about, that Anthony would be shocked that you told them?
I mean,
the truth.
Probably like one thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you got there selling out
everything? No, not
you got there
selling every time.
Besties get the testes.
You set me up.
I did.
Orlando and the Freak Show.
Therapy Thursday is a wrap. You need help. We can talk it out and work it out. And that's on Thursdays at 8:25.